Hello everyone, welcome to Unacademy. This is Devashri here, working as an assistant professor. So if you want to join Unacademy, you can join it with the help of my referral code, that is DEBA1, right? So what are the benefits of Unacademy is like daily live classes, structured courses as per the CSIR syllabus, live test, quizzes, plus the CS, that is your doubt clearing sessions. You can clear your doubts after 4 classes. Unlimited access at single subscription. You can join, you can get access to all the educators, right? So if you are interested in joining Unacademy, you can use my referral code DEBA1 to avail the 10% off. So let's move to the price list. So for 1 month it is around 1890. For 3 months it is 4725. For 6 months it is 7560. For 12 months it is 9450. If you use my referral code DEBA1, you will be getting a 10% off on all this, right? To avail this 10% off, you can use my code DEBA1, right? So today topic is DNA replication, right? So if we talk about DNA replication, DNA, we all know it is a genetic material, right? Replication means what? It comes from two words, that is replica. It basically comes from the word replica. Replica means what? Formation of copy formation, right? So DNA replication is basically a process by which DNA makes a copy of itself during the cell division. Say for example, this is a DNA, right? This is double-stranded DNA, say, right? Now this double-stranded DNA gets open up before replication. Now after replication, what you can see is you will be getting a product like this. So this is what, just a minute. So, right, so these are the new strands which is from this old strand, right? So this is what actually the replication. That means what? There is a formation of new copy. This is new copy, right? This new copy formation from the old one, right? So this process of formation a new strand, new DNA strand from the old existing strand is known as DNA replication, right? DNA replication basically occurs in 3 stages. In fact, not only DNA replication, all the biological, you can say all the biological processes like DNA replication, transcription, translation, right? These all basically happens in 3 stages, that is your initiation, elongation and termination, right? These are aided by several enzymes. That means these are helped, or these are carried out with the help of certain enzymes, right? So the key points of DNA replications are DNA replications, just give me a second. Okay. During initiation, protein binds to the origin of replication, while helicase unwinds the DNA helix, right? And two replication forks are formed at the origin of replication. So if we talk about DNA, say for example, I'm talking about the prokaryotic DNA, right? We know that prokaryotic genetic material is circular in nature in some cases, right? In this case, this is circular DNA, right? So this circular DNA will be having a location known as ori, and this is what we call origin of replication. This is what we call origin of replication, right? And the replication process begins from this side. The replication begins from your ori side, origin of replication, right? So you can say replication begins from ori, right? Once ori gets activated, once you can say DNA A in case of prokaryotes binds to ori, helicase is an enzyme. What is the function of helicase? It breaks the hydrogen bond. It breaks the hydrogen bond between two strands. That means, see here, this is one strand, this is one strand, this is another strand, right? So these are connected by hydrogen bond, right? So what exactly happens when helicase gets activated? This helicase breaks this hydrogen bond, resulting in the formation of a two separate strand, right? And it is at this point what exactly happens, there is a formation of replication fork. Replication fork is something like this y-shaped structure, which is formed at the origin of replication due to unwinding caused by the helicage, right? Okay, this is one point. Coming to elongation, a primer sequence is added with complementary RNA nucleotides, which are then replaced by DNA nucleotides. During elongation, what exactly happens? Synthesis always takes place in 5' to 3' direction. Always takes place 5' to 3'. Why? Because 3' has hydroxy group to which the nucleotides can add it up, right? So this hydroxy group is basically provided by primer, right? So in this elongation process, basically a primer sequence is added with a complementary RNA nucleotide, which are then replaced by the DNA nucleotides, right? During elongation, there is a C. If there synthesis always takes place from 5 to 3. This is very important point, right? If you say this is, say for example, if this is 3' and this is 5', this is continuous. This is say 3' and this is 5'. Now here this is, there will be synthesis takes place like this. One will be the continuous synthesis of the strand, another will not, another will be discontinuous synthesis. See here there is a breakage, right? So this type of synthesis we call discontinuous synthesis, and the synthesis are known as the strand in which the strand in which this is taking place is known as lagging strand, is known as lagging strand, right? And the strand which is continuously synthesized is known as leading strand, right? And each of this part, each one part, we call this Okazaki fragments. Clear everyone? Okazaki fragments. So for DNA replication, there is a synthesis of one continuous strand and one discontinuous strand, right? Continuous one we call it leading strand, and the discontinuous one we call it lagging strand, right? And in the lagging strand, the individual fragments we call Okazaki fragments, right? Next, during termination, primers are removed and replaced with new DNA nucleotides, and the backbone is sealed by DNA ligase. So here, primers are removed by different enzymes, we will see that, and then these gaps are filled by DNA ligase. Clear? So this is all about the key points. Now we will see one by one, step by step, so that it's become more specific and more clear to all of you, right? If you like it, don't forget to drop a comment, right? Okay, we will see this slide. First we will see we must have to go for an overview, right? What is overview? Means how it is taking place, entire process, right? Okay, now see here, this is DNA. This is what? This is DNA, right? When there is a synthesis of DNA from DNA, then this process we call what? We call it replication, right? During replication, there may take place certain sort of changes, right? If the changes are large, then we call this as a recombination, right? And if the changes are small, then we call those changes as mutation. And mutation is basically what we mutation, if changes are small, we call it mutation, right? And this mutation may cause damage to the DNA. So DNA repair mechanism will get activated. It will synthesize pre-mRNA, and this pre-mRNA will form mRNA, mRNA will form structural proteins, right? mRNA will form structural proteins, and this will again form your functional proteins. And this process of synthesis of DNA from DNA is known as replication. Process of synthesis of mRNA from DNA is known as transcription. Process of synthesis of proteins from mRNA is known as translation. So this we can call post translational modification. Post translational modification. Clear? So this is a general overview how it actually taking place. Coming to your DNA replication. So what is DNA replication? DNA replication means what? Formation of copies. The replica basically is your synthesis of new strand from the old strand, right? DNA replication takes place in 3 steps: initiation, elongation, termination, right? The DNA replication is your semi-conservative process. So what do you mean by semi-conservative process? Semi-conservative means what? Anyone? What is semi-conservative process? Semi-conservative means what? Suppose say there are actually 3 types: dispersive. Just give me a second. Dispersive means what? Suppose this is one strand, this is another strand, this is another strand. When you keep it in 14 nitrogen, then we'll be getting, this is like this, means 2 strands are different. One strand will be having both the combination of 2 different strands, right? One strand will be having both the combination of 2 different strands. Clear? Like this. But in case of semi-conservative, if one strand is this, other strand will be this, then other is this, then next will be this. This is what is called semi-conservative, right? DNA replication occurs in all organisms, right? There are basically 2 strands. One is having the direction 3 prime, you can see. One is having the direction what? 3 prime to 5 prime. Another one, see, this is 3 prime to 5 prime, and another one is having 5 prime to 3 prime, right? Synthesis always takes place from 5 prime to 3 prime. And the strand, this strand 5 prime to 3 prime, we call it antisense or non-coding strand, or non-coding strand. But if we talk about 3 prime to 5 prime, because it acts as a template, right? So we call it template because from this 3 prime to 5 prime, new strand will be synthesized, right? So we also call it a sense strand or coding strand. Why sense strand? Because see here, why it is called sense strand? Because if I draw here ATGC, ATGC, this is 3 prime to 5 prime, right? So 5 prime to 3 prime will be having what? TACG, TACG, right? And if we talk about what? If we talk about this, now from this is synthesized, so we call it sense strand or coding strand, right? Okay. Next, the requirement for DNA replication. The requirements are template, single-stranded DNA, enzyme helicase, single-stranded binding protein. This we call single-stranded binding protein, right? This is origin of replication, which is AT rich. As it is AT rich, so it requires less energy for melting. Less energy for melting, right? ORI. ORI is your recognition complex, origin recognition complex. Primase, what is for primase? For primer synthesis. Primase helps in the synthesis of primer. Replicase, replication by polymerase enzyme, DNA polymerase. Topoisomerase is responsible for removing supercoiling, right? So now this is a process. Basically here this is a ori site. This is what, see here, this is ori site. This is ori site, right? This ori site is recognized by origin recognition complex, right? Once it is recognized by origin recognition complex, helicase will get functional. It will start cleaving the DNA by breaking the hydrogen bond. By breaking the hydrogen bond, right? Next, so once hydrogen bond is broken, that it will look like this, right? So now what will happen now, there all there will always, you know, right, synthesis takes place 5 from 5 prime to 3 prime. So at the 3 prime end, at the 3 prime end, there will be addition of primer, addition of primer. Why? Because nucleo, so that nucleotide can come and join to the hydroxide group of the primer, right? And once this is, once the primer is bound to the 3 prime end, there will be DNA polymerase 1 for the continuous synthesis of the strand and discontinuous synthesis, right? So there will be two types of strand will be getting, one with continuous synthesis, another one with what, another one with discontinuous synthesis, right? The continuous one we call the leading strand and the discontinuous one we call it lagging strand. Individually we call it Okazaki fragments, right? Coming to enzymes in prokaryotes, if we talk about prokaryotes, there are two types of not really, there are actually 5 types of enzyme: DNA polymerase 1, polymerase 2, polymerase 3, polymerase 4, and polymerase 5. Right? In case of organism, basically the enzymes can be classified into proofreading and primer removal and DNA polymerase activity. Proofreading means what? Suppose this is proofreading. Suppose this is a strand. Now from this strand, the new strand will be synthesized, right? So once in this synthesized, we have to get confirmed that it is correct, right? So this proofreading is done by what? Enzyme, right? And this proofreading we call the 3 prime to 5 prime exonuclease activity, right? Primer removal, primer is added to the 3 prime end, and primer removal starts from 5 prime to 3 prime, and it is known as 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease activity, right? So these are the function of enzymes of prokaryotes and functions. Enzymes DNA polymerase 1 will be having a 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase. What is this 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase? This is act as a DNA repair. 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease is your what? Primer removal, right? And 3 prime to 5 prime exonuclease is your proofreading. Clear? So this is the function of DNA polymerase 1. It acts as a 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase, 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease, and 3 prime to 5 prime exonuclease. So out of this 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease, we call it primer removal. 3 prime to 5 prime is your proofreading, right? Second thing what you need to know is DNA polymerase 2. Polymerase 2 and 3. Polymerase 2 and 3 only have 3 prime to 5 prime exonuclease, right? 3 prime to 5 prime exonuclease, that is your proofreading capacity. So the enzymes in case of prokaryotes, only 2 enzymes are having only 3 enzymes are having proofreading. Out of this, only 2 are having only specifically proofreading activity, right? And rest polymerase P1 is having your 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase and 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease, right? Next we have polymerase 4 and polymerase 5, which we call Y family prone. And one more thing, DNA polymerase 2 actually assist or help DNA polymerase 1, right? Polymerase 3 is basically a replicating enzyme, help in replication. Coming to DNA polymerase in eukaryotes, it has been classified into alpha, beta, gamma, epsilon, delta. Alpha 1 we call it 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase. It helps in the primer formation, right? Beta also it helps in primer formation as well as base excision repair. Gamma it helps in mitochondrial DNA replication. Epsilon naught it helps in your leading strand synthesis, right? And delta helps in your lagging strand. Clear? So you can see all are having 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase. 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase is having is present everywhere, but proofreading is only present in delta, epsilon naught and gamma. First two is not having the what proofreading. Coming to DNA replication in prokaryotes, the replication origin is basically your monorepliconic. The replication origin is your monorepliconic. That means it is having a single replica. If I draw this, so now this is called origin of replication. So here single replicon, right? Next, ORIC. ORIC is basically origin recognition complex, which will recognize the ORI site, right? ORI site is having basically 2 MERs, 9 MER and 13 MER. These MERs are basically unique, right? 9 MER is the place where the ORIC will bind. ORIC binds. ORIC in case of prokaryotes, we call the DNA A, right? It will bind. 13 mer, from 13 mer your melting starts. Well, so this here melting will start, right? So helicase, then helicase will come, which is known as in case of prokaryotes DNA B. It will cut the hydrogen bond, right? Then comes once the hydrogen bonds are separated. See here, once it is separated, there is a chance that they may get religate. Yes, so to prevent this religation, there are present certain sort of single stranded binding protein, right? Now next, primase. Primase is an enzyme which synthesizes primer, right? So here in case of prokaryotes, DNA G actase primers, it will add primer and then it will add primer and promote the growth of, or you can say synthesis of DNA. Replicase, main replicating enzyme is your DNA pol 3. Coming to topoisomerase is also known as DNA gyrase. It is known as A and B. Processivity complex, that means that helps in processing, is your beta clamp, right? Clamp loader is for loading, and here it is gamma complex. The replication rate is 1000 nucleotide per second, right? Coming to mechanism, first of all, ORI-C is a origin of origin of replication, right? So this is ORI. So here ORI-C will come and bind to this ORI, right? Bind to this ORI site. ORI is having 2 MERs, 9 MER and 13 MER. So 9 MER is the area where this DNA A binds and 13 MER from where the melting starts, right? Next, DNA B is a helicase which breaks the hydrogen bond and open the loop. DNA G is basically primase. It synthesizes primer for addition of 3' hydroxy nucleotide. Once primer is synthesized, single-stranded binding protein will bind to separated strands so that they do not get renatured, right? Next, moving to elongation, DNA polymerase 3 becomes functional and binds to the primer region, right? Here it needs the help of magnesium ion. Synthesis of both the strand takes place, leading as well as lagging. Leading strand we call it continuous and Okazaki strand we call the discontinuous strand. Termination takes place when a protein called TUS protein binds to termination site and block the movement of helicase, that is your DNA B in case of prokaryotes, then it is known as termination, right? Hope you understood the process of DNA replication in prokaryotes. If you have any queries, please feel free to write. Thank you so much, students. Thank you for watching this session.